The last match of the quarterfinals for the Reddit Minecraft Tournament between the Caulk blockers and Bulletproof on Corrupt Lands. Match is just about to start.
There they go. Looks like the Cooper face didn't claim any casualties this time.
I don't know about that.
Uh-oh,
Actually,
Nika.
Nika seems to be...
Nika is lagging pretty heavily. Well, he's made it.
It's like he was walking or something.
It's like both teams kind of sloughed the gate.
Elysian Whip was very quick to grab a bow and start shooting.
JCL move.
Looks like two members of the CBs are sprinting ahead.
That's right. Looks like they have enough supplies, they feel, to make their way across the ice.
And they have leaves, so they're probably going to use those to get over these sections here. Because it is kind of obnoxious to hop over all these little gaps while you're sliding around on ice.
You know, actually, they're just kind of hopping over, even though they're holding leaves. Both teams electing not to build any bridges or anything, just trying to make their way across, and both teams are about equally far across this ice section. Looks like they really are in a rush to get somewhere. They aren't even pulling out their bow and arrow. It is a race for the wall, I suppose.
They may want to set up a lockdown at the tree, because that has historically been the most lockable part of
it looks like they're actually trying to get the TNT off before the other team.
Yeah, the majority of the TNT
there it
supplies
is.
are right here.
They're firing the first shot. There it is.
I hope he was able to grab stuff out of that chest.
Okay. Actually, one iron block did fall. They'll be able to pick that up if they recognize that it is there. But he also blew up the cannon. And so, yeah, it looks like Bulletproof has a little bit of an advantage here. They'll be able to take their time to get these resources when they want.
Did they end up losing the chest supplies, though?
I'm not sure. It looks like the chest was blown up, but I'm sure he was able to pick up the supplies. Actually, I see a bunch of TNT blocks on the ground, so maybe not.
Because I think the majority of the TNT in the map is located in the back of that cannon.
Uh-huh. Well, there are 64 blocks at the very beginning that somebody may have picked up.
Looks like Bulletproof is having some trouble with mobs.
Nika for the CBs is attempting to run the second tree wall dungeon.
They were actually calling him out as a target of choice if they got the chance, because they thought he was low on health, but he managed to take out two of Bulletproof.
Who are you talking about?
Nika.
Okay, Nika. Well, Nika has now made it up at the top of the first dungeon, and still no one shooting at him.
It's already got a couple of creepers on him. But they're stuck in the cobwebs. Looks like maybe Solitary Wolf of the CVs is perching in the Netherrack section and is pillaring up.
MK is actually already running the second wall, and he is making very good progress. He is through the first two sections. He's making his way down to the third. MK is on the CBs. He's starting to tunnel around, I believe. He doesn't even have a pick. He's actually gonna throw down a crafting bench and build a pick for himself. But he has it now, and he's gonna make his way across and grab that wool.
Did Gramps get hit by a bunch of creepers, or did he actually cause this TNT explosion over here, below the big tree?
There were some creepers. Oh, Gramps, I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Elysian Whip is opting to grab the iron and diamond, it looks like, at the end of the Bulletproof lane.
This might be intentional, based on how the destruction pattern is. find this
Like
leaf
a-
structure on the netherrack side of Cockblocker's Lane to be fascinating. I don't know what its purpose is.
You know, I was just about to say almost the same thing. Yeah, it's neat. I don't know why it looks neat, but it does.
Well, is it effective though? What does it do?
I mean, you can still see your enemy as they try to hide behind cover, so you know when they're going to pop out. It's not the best. Alright, he is building a massive cannon. Looks like Graham's down here below the big tree.
MK has grabbed the the third wall, the red wall, from the nether dungeon. And he's checking around for if anyone else is running it for the other team, but nobody is.
I'm gonna see if anyone snuck to the first wall.
Actually, DJ Blade Runner is right now just starting to run the third wall for Bulletproof. MK did not see him, it looks like.
Neither team has gotten the green wall.
That one seems to be the easiest one on this map.
MK
so
does now see DJ Blade Runner, and he's shooting at him. If he knocks him into the lava, he'll knock him in. So DJ Blade Runner is now tunneling behind in order to make its way around.
I think I was mistaken. The glacier is a blue wool, correct? I think I had it backwards.
I think it's green.
Anyway,
Glacier is green.
The easiest one.
Yeah, Glacier is the green wool. It's the same order as Direct Fire.
This cannon's still under construction. It looks like Morik was trying to snipe them, making it may have hit an Enderman behind him and had to deal with him for a little bit.
Oh.
I hear some more explosions. I think TNT might be dropping into the... Yes! Cockblockers are using TNT to clear out the mobs in the tree.
Oh, I recognize this cannon design.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Alright, well the CBs are building a spread cannon. We're just about to see it getting fired, and this is going to probably cause a lot of damage to the lane under the tree for Bulletproof. Looks like Ryan is just moving out, so if they shoot this soon, they could actually catch them and deal a lot of damage. Oh, looks like Ryan does see the cannon and is trying to shoot the folks building it, but they have pretty good cover.
It's ready to fire.
It is firing right now.
Ooh.
Some okay damage, but that's not going to actually hinder... not hinder the wool collection too much, but they're going to keep shooting it. I'll leave you guys to watch that as I go check out the action at the red wall. Looks like both Solitary Wolf and MK are... Sorry, MK is now returning with the wall, actually. Solitary Wolf is providing cover on the second wall and making Bulletproof sort of tunnel all the way around in order to get access to their red wall.
The second shot was far more effective. It took out the entire underlying platform, so they have to rebuild that to get to the ladder.
Yeah. Now, we've actually seen a spread cannon in exactly that position before. I'm not sure if it was actually by the CBs, but they did not capitalize on it exactly, in that they sort of did the damage and left it alone, and the other team was able to just make a very simple bridge across, and it didn't slow them down very much at all. Okay, we just seen a spread cannon being shot from the Red Wool dungeon on the CB side to the Bulletproof side, and it started to cause some lava to spread, but doesn't look like anything too serious. They may be building another Chaos Cannon there, though. There's no water. It's just a dry cannon.
Well, I believe both teams already have that wall, right?
No. The Bulletproof is still going for it. They haven't actually passed the third section of that wool, and even after that, they'll still need to return with the wool. So
sounds like Cockblockers actually managed to grab hold of the blue wool.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, that's the second wool. That is the tree wool. Yeah.
That cannon's doing a lot of damage right now. They are kind of stressing out about it right now in the Bulletproof mumble chat.
It's poked a hole through to the other side.
Broke out through to the other side.
It's a very effective cannon. Ooh.
Well, if they have the blue wool, that means someone should be attempting the green wool about now.
I see a bunch of supplies on the ground where the cannon was fired. It may be that Ryan was trying to retrieve those supplies. I see a bucket of lava. Nothing too enticing, though.
We're now watching Nick climb down the tree for the cock blocker side of things. He's made it out with the blue wool. I think it's pretty much secure at this point.
And our first knight is approaching.
DJ Blade Runner for Bulletproof is right now grabbing the red wool for Bulletproof, and
why
he will
did
be
he have to
returning
use
with it.
gravel?
I was just thinking that. I like his jump.
Well, first night is approaching. Teams will now have a chance to set their spawn if they are clever about it.
It was like the Wile E. Coyote falling to his death.
That'll probably be like the most one of the most entertaining highlights of the series.
And I missed it. These leaf structures over at the third wool are just to provide cover, if you were wondering about those.
I suspected as much.
Now DJ Blade Runner was carrying the red wool, and he was just shot. I'm not sure where the wool ended up. It looks like. Let me just try and find it.
I found it. It's in front of the lava wall. I didn't go in. It's still on the pathway, but it's on the second lava pathway in the middle there.
I see. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting that he was running across. I thought he had a tunnel around the back, so I'm a little curious as to why he was running in front.
Most teams run the first two rungs and then tunnel behind the third one. So
well, he was forced to tunnel behind the second one because of some PvP pressure. Actually, maybe he wasn't. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, there is a tunnel here.
Let's see.
Oh wait, it's not complete. Maybe he abandoned it.
Yeah. Must have started it, then realized the other team wasn't watching, and just ran in front. So he'll have to go retrieve that, which could be dangerous with the PvP fire he's going to be facing from MK for the CBs.
CBs are sitting here with their cannon loaded, waiting for a proper opportunity to fire it. And I assume that they probably have a member going for the first wall. Though I don't see anyone here yet.
Nika. Oh, he was running back, but I guess he's not anymore.
Oh, here we go. It looks like Solitary Wolf is building a path down along the sort of ice wall here, and once he reaches a certain point, he'll be... I think we've seen them tunnel to the left and then around. If this is similar to some of the other strategies we've seen.
The Legion Whip was trying to cross the ice glacier and just didn't make it. Okay, Nika is now returning towards the ice glacier. Not sure.
Entered channel.
Looks like Solitaire's nearly reached the green wool room.
Yeah, I'm right behind him.
Oh, me too.
And Nika is probably returning with the other two wolves as we speak, so maybe pretty close to the end of this match.
They said they were going to try to go for a record, but their teammates were like, I don't think we can do it, but we'll be close.
What is the current record?
About 14 something, I think. I think we're about that now.
Yeah, the moon is at the top of the sky, so we're a little bit past that, I believe. But
now, they were trying to actually collect the snowballs. They want to use snowballs on their enemies.
Snowballs don't actually do anything in 1.2.5 to players. Don't push
There's
them or anything.
blazes.
Good point.
But there aren't any blazes in this map as far as I know.
Okay, Solitary has the green. He's making his way back out.
Let's see, I haven't seen any wolves being placed down, any of the red or blue wolves being placed down for... oh, you know, it's possible Solitary just had the wolves on him.
He had the red at one point.
Yeah. So he likely has both wolves, or all 3 wolves on him, and we'll just return them to the monument. He won't be contested by any members of Bulletproof here, so... Using some green wool to tunnel over the fence. There are some creepers, so he has to be careful about that, but looks like he's gonna be okay.
Dottor_dwarf moved to lane number 1.
It's also got a spider on the Victory Monument.
I have a feeling he'll be able to deal with the spider though.
Solitary actually died. Yeah.
What?
I was about to say, yeah.
Oh my
They were
goodness.
like, dude, I'm dying of hunger. I don't have any food.
I was wondering why he was walking over the top of the ice blocks. So he starved to death. I see green and red wool. Okay, his spawn was set at the beginning. He's using the snowballs to keep the spider at bay. So I guess I was wrong that the snowballs were not a tactical. Okay, well he's got 2 colors of wool. I actually did not see blue wool on the ground though. So. And I don't see blue wool on the ground now, so they may need another team member to come back with the blue wool to actually complete the Victory Monument.
Dwarf moved to lane number 1.
Starved to death, killed by a spider.
It's a rough life there.
Let's see if I see anyone else heading back.
TG Blade Runner was probably trying to recollect his red wool. I would imagine that it will despawn very soon if it hasn't already.
Looks like Nika may be heading back with blue wool.
Dottor_dwarf entered channel.
I don't see the red wool on the ground anymore for Bulletproof. It either means it despawned or it was collected. I'm not sure which. I would venture to guess that it's... Oh! That it may not have been collected.
Yeah, Bulletproof has not been able to enter this tree.
Dottor_dwarf moved to lane number 2.
Bulletproof just getting shot and killed over and over. Their spawn is set right by the tree.
Nika has reached the little forest just before the Victory Monument.
Alright, well, now it appears that if Nika doesn't also die of starvation, the match may be coming to an end.
Solitary Wolf is throwing snowballs at him.
A little bit of humor. There it is. I see the blue wool.
There we go. The Caulk blockers win.
Good game. A resounding victory for the Caulk blockers.
Dottor_dwarf entered channel.
There we go. I have been warned in advance that there is what I can't remember which team it was. I think it was Cockblockers wanted to sing a song. I told them we were not probably going to record that, but and they would have to do it in their own lane. That way we could leave and run away if we need to.
Yeah, I've had some songs sung to me recently on some Champions of the Map. Well, a very quick win for the Caulk blockers. Just under 20 minutes, I would say. Some very nice TNT cannons and PvP action seemed to deliver the victory.
It was a very tight race up until I think it was pretty head-to-head up until the cannon kind of destroyed a lot of their stuff right there at the second wall.
And this is the first time we've seen one of the teams attempt to lock down the red wall. Normally they've just, taken a couple pot shots and then, gotten it and gotten out.
Well, I do believe their lockdown on the red wall was successful. Yeah. So very good job to the cock blockers. They really controlled the map and the flow of play, especially in the second half.
Well, did you guys want to do an after-game interview of some sort, or how do you guys feel?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Bring 'em in.
All right, let me go grab them.
Dodder_dwarf moved to lane number 2.
All right. Well, we'll just bring in some folks from each team for a little interview and post-game thoughts. This was the last match in the quarterfinals for the tournament, so we're going to be moving on to semifinals. I don't know if the matchups have been decided as of yet. Actually, they have, but I don't have it on hand. Who will be playing who in the semifinals?
I will get that up. I believe I have that. One of these tabs.
Okay, I got them. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Elizabeth with moved in from lane number 2 by Dodder_dwarf.
There we go. They're both in here now.
Solitary
What's up, guys?
moved in
Hey.
from lane number 1.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys.
Dodder_dwarf.
Great game.
Hey, Seth. Dyer.
Hello.
Greetings.
Thank you. Do.
Well,
This is greetings.
before we ask any questions, any initial thoughts from either of the teams? What went wrong? What went right? Anything you're proud of or regret?
Starting with, I guess I can start since I talked first.
Go for it.
The thing about our start, it was so crazy because like we thought we were doing DT, and we were doing a dry run, and then we figured out we were doing corrupt lands. And we're like, oh crap, we got to do a real quick dry run just to make sure we know what we're doing. Then we do our dry run, we do it okay, and then the start, everybody forgot one thing, and I was like, Mike had to run back to get some TNT and crap like that. But anyway.
Yep, I did the same thing actually. Not gonna lie, totally forgot all the supplies at the beginning for my cannon as well. So me and Mike were both running back at the same time there. I thought that was pretty amusing because I noticed he was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. And then as soon as I fired the cannon, I realized that it didn't blow up your cannon, and I was like, shit, because I was like low health and I got shot, so I was like 1 heart. I was like, ah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I noticed that both of us ended up deciding to do the cannons at that little tree area there. I think originally we did decide to do it under the tree, but then we ended up changing it to outside the tree, and although it didn't work out either way for us this game because you guys outslayed us very well, so that was good. I think that's what happened, right? You guys maybe killed Ryan, maybe one of you. I'm not sure, but it was really
I
good.
think so, yeah.
And then at the end of the map, I believe I ended up accidentally placing a block too close below me, and so I ended up killing myself with the chaos cannon I made down there. So that was not very good either. I was sad facing when that happened.
So we have a new induction into what doing a Chris can mean.
What did I do now? I forgot.
Starving to death in front of the victory.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was like, guys, I'm gonna starve to death in front of the victory monument.
I'm not
They're
quite
like,
sure
"What?"
I've seen that in a Race for the World before. Pretty excellent. It wasn't a big impediment to your team's progress or anything, but very, very amusing.
Yeah. Real quick, I'd just like to make a shout out to our sub Gilly, who wasn't able to, or you know.
Shout out to my sub Gilly. Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah,
Recognize
Gilly's a
that.
badass.
Gilly's a badass, hands down. Like gotta
Heart.
give him
He is our
give him
star
that.
substitute.
number 1. Let's go,
Alright,
Gilly too
uh,
strong.
Well, Bulletproof, I'd love to ask you,
Yep.
what sort of went through your team when you realized that the cannon was taking out the area underneath the tree? Was there a lot of panic? Did you think that this was a possibility?
There was definitely not any real panic because actually, like I mentioned a second ago, we actually had almost a near similar, not the same design for our cannon, but the same purpose to blow up that entire section because it is basically the biggest choke point on the map, to say the least, and you could also pin them down if they tried to go up to the wall. So it is, we did recognize it as the biggest cannon kind of threat position on the map. We weren't too panicked necessarily, Although when we did notice that they had their cannon up and working before ours, and I did make a attempt to stop it. I tried a little mini chaos cannon to shoot diagonal, but there isn't really any way to make a direct shooting chaos cannon at it because it's underneath there, and there's obviously the bedrock there, so you cannot shoot at it. It's a little bit hard to get an easy built chaos cannon unless you had one prepared to go diagonal like that. So I was really well positioned by them.
Yeah, for sure. Were you happy with your response to it? I mean, I guess it's kind of shut down a lot of the team members who were around there.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely, we had dedicated about 2 of our team members, one to make our cannon in that same position, which I think it might have taken a little bit longer than theirs. Maybe I'm not sure, but we had him and then our second wool runner as well in that area, so that kind of shut down them. And I believe DJ, who was doing the third wool, he got shut down sort of because after that, nobody else could go past the second wool to go help him down at the lava area there. So he was kind of a little bit in trouble for that situation because I believe Chris and possibly MK were down there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Were you able to
Chris.
get the red wool out at all? I mean, you got it. I know you got it to the second rung, but I don't know if it ever made it any further than that.
I believe DJ said he might have gotten it, and then maybe he died with it or something. I'm not quite sure. I was just doing first wool at that point, so I'm not sure. I know I had first wool at the end of the game, and he may have had or may not have had the third wool, but we were no chance of getting second there at the end. So
Yeah, it's just a giant crater that goes from one side to the other.
Just a giant crater. Yep.
All right, well, congratulations to the Caulk blockers, a very well executed plan, and we'll be seeing you in the semifinals.
Yeah, thanks.
Dude, did you figure out who they're playing, or do you
They
know?
will be facing Musclecraft.
Musclecraft, rather. Yeah.
All right.
That's what it is.
Well, Caulk
That'll be a
blockers
good
versus Musclecraft, probably sometime next week,
Yes.
and yeah, very exciting.
Yep, can't wait.
All right, well,
And,
thanks guys for.
Good game to
No problem.
Bulletproof.
Keep it real. Talk to you later, Chris.
Dire about our presentation we were doing.
Oh God.
You've got to do it in the lobby, like I said.
All right, are you gonna be there for
Yeah.
us?
I'll pop in. Can't promise I
Okay.
can stand the whole
You're
thing,
right.
but I'll pop in.
Dire, you got it, dude.
That's
This is classic.
Okay.
This is like.
I'm gonna drag you guys into the
This is
lobby.
amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
yeah, thanks.
Peace.
Stop recording. Solitary Wolf's move.
There we go.
By Dire_Dwarf. Elysian with move.
All right.
Scared.
By
I'm a little bit scared too. I still have my live stream going.
The song's not dirty or anything. It's just a really bad song from YouTube, like lame song.
Okay.
It's
it
like
Justin
two teenage
Bieber?
girls complaining about being too pretty,
Oh,
and then these guys have decided to sing it. I don't
maybe
know why.
maybe I should end my live stream here.
I'm gonna
I
end
think
my
that's-
recording.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end the live stream here, and probably the recording too. But thanks to Dire Dwarf and Dutroid for commentating with me. Thanks to all the refs. Thanks for the players, and thanks for the moderators in the live stream, keeping it somewhat clean. And I guess I'll see you guys in the semifinals of the Reddit Race for the World tournament. Okay. Well,
Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm gonna brave the lobby.
So
all right, I'm
am I,
ending my.
but I'm
my
going to stream
now.
it too. I'm totally going to
Okay.
stream it, and then I'm going to play TF2 until Diablo 3 launches.
All right. Well, so long to my live stream.